topic is all about issues in labor markets, unions, discrimination, immigration. So first is theory of labor markets. Theory of labor markets is the explanation kung giunsa pagtukoy sa mga sweldo ug ang ilalaan sa paghimo sa naglain-lain nga trabaho. Naghatag og explanation nganong maka-income ang isa ka grupo ng mga manggagawa like mga skilled worker kaysa sa uban nga grupo parehas sa unskilled. So second is wages and employment in an imperfectly competitive labor markets. So kung ang monopsony is mag-alok og gamay nga sweldo, dili sila makakita og daghan na trabahante nga andam mo trabaho para kanila. Para makakuha og daghan nga trabahante, dapat nila tas-an pa ang ilang sweldo. Aron mapadako ang ginansya, ang monopsonist is muhire og daghan nga trabahante hangtod nga ang ilang company is mulabaw na ang kita nila sa ilang nagasto.
Good day, everyone. My name is Chirian Kachu. I will continue the discussion. Market power on the supply side of labor markets, unions. A labor union is a group of workers that negotiates with employers over wages and worker conditions, operating like a monopoly in the labor market. A labor union seeks to change the balance power between employers and workers by requiring employers to deal with workers collectively rather than as individuals. These negotiations between unions and a firm is called collective bargaining. Union wage negotiations, the union can use its bargaining power to raise the wage to WU. This results in an excess supply of labor, which means that the quantity of labor supplied QS is greater than QD, which is the quantity demanded for labor. Decline in U.S. union membership. Since the early 1950s, workers belonging to the unions had declined. Some of the reason why it has happened: shift from manufacturing to service industries, a reduced desire for union because of the protection laws, difficulty for union to organize workers and expand, bilateral monopoly, a labor market with a union on the supply side and monopoly on the demand side. This means that in a bilateral market, they have one supplier creating a monopoly and one buyer, which is a monopsony, where the supplier, of course, wants to keep the prices high while the buyer wants to keep the prices low. And in a labor market, this means that the wages want that the supplier wants to keep them wages high, while the labor will be absolutely wants to keep the wages high, creating a space in between, which is the equilibrium space. So in a bilateral monopoly, we don't have equilibrium point. We have a equilibrium space created between WU and WM.
I am the last reporter, and also I am Giovanni S. Ronquillo, and my topic is all about employment discrimination. Discrimination acting on the belief that members of a certain group are inferior solely because of a factor such as race, gender, or religions. Even though we have made progress, a gap remains between the average wage of female and male workers and between the average wage of black and white workers. Men still have a significant numbers of positions at the top of large corporations and in the US Congress compared to women. Next, the black-white earnings gap. Until the Civil Rights Act in 1964, people were allowed the refuse to hire someone of a different race, even if they had all the credentials. Discrimination in the housing market has shown to have relation to employment discrimination. The earnings gap has been decreased but still exists due to difference in education. Eliminate discrimination. One of the biggest problems that causes the gap of wage between whites and blacks, Hispanics, is the educational opportunity the each are given and that discrimination still exists. In the most situations, black Hispanics are not given an equal education compared to whites. Giving blacks, Hispanics an equal education will be a big reason in eliminating the wage gap and discriminations. Affirmative action, active efforts by government or business that give special rights to minorities in hiring, promotion, or access to education to make up for past discrimination. Immigration affects a country's wage, income levels, and government taxes. Increased consumption, increased production. Low-skilled U.S. workers compete with low-skilled immigrants, positive on federal level, negative on state and local levels. Immigration is often discussed in economy since it might affect the country's wage, income levels, and government taxes. Immigration in the U.S. has increased over the past year since some are opponents of it. Some of the economic consequence of immigrations could be increased consumption but also increased production if the immigrants entering the United States match the US population. That would not be a huge difference if they all contribute and work. This is not the case. True, about one-third of immigrants over the age of 25 do not have a high school diploma, so many end up working minimum wage job days. Leads to a shift to the right and a supply of unskilled labor which also will lead to lower wages of these jobs. The middle and upper income household will benefit from this since it would be cheaper, but low-skilled US workers will have to compete with low-skilled immigrants. The effect of immigration is not affecting its economy that much. It's mostly about the effect on certain jobs. Immigrants do increase the demand for certain things, which can stimulate The loose skilled market, another effect impact on budgets, many of the costs for immigrants are in states run programs, for example, cost of public school. Many of the taxes DP are federal taxes and many do not own property. The effects of immigration on taxes is usually positive at a federal level and negative on state and local levels. In the 90s, an immigration reform was proposed to reduce overall immigration and give priority to immigrants with higher skill levels. This would prevent negative effects on lower skill workers, with high skilled workers find jobs easier and will earn more and pay more taxes. Most economists believe an immigration might harm some domestic workers, but the benefits of the nation exceed the cost. Thank you.